Ahoy there, matey! Welcome back to the Critical Fools. You're watching a very special 3-part mini-series of The Quiet Year for our upcoming Waterdeep campaign. This is part 1. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to be notified when the final 2 parts come out. On with the adventure.
Let's go ahead and start.
Okay. I have a new intro. If you hate it, let me know. It's small.
I hate it.
All right. That wasn't it. Hello and welcome to the Critical Fools. We are a D&D actual play podcast with players from all experience levels, and we would like to invite you to pull up a seat at our table. So, we're doing something a little different for this campaign. I wanted to make Waterdeep Dragon Heist just a little more special, and I wanted you guys in on the creation process for the world. So we're going to play The Quiet Year. We'll link the Quiet Year game materials on our socials. All right. And so I think we should just start and pray for the best. This is sort of a map making game. So first we're all going to take a turn drawing something on the map. Not like words.
Hey, before we do anything, can you just explain what this is, just for anybody that doesn't know?
Yeah. So let me just take it straight from their website. I think they would prefer that best. The Quiet Year is a map game. You define the struggles of a community living after the collapse of civilization and attempt to build something good within their quiet year. Every decision and action is set against a backdrop of dwindling time and rising concern. So the Quiet Year, everybody has turns, and we use cards corresponding to each of the 52 regular playing cards. And they all have prompts on them for decisions we make throughout the game. So this isn't us playing as characters on the map. This is us playing sort of as omnipotent gods, deciding how this community is recovering from whatever it is that happened to Waterdeep. Is everyone still with me so far, or?
Let's hope so.
Okay. So first, we're each going to draw something on the map. It can be like a lake or anything, just any sort of geographical feature you can draw on the map in Roll20, and then we'll start with the cards.
How do we draw?
Like
There's a little
this.
paintbrush.
On the side, go to the eye, and then click Freehand Emma.
Alright,
You don't know how to erase those.
How do you erase stuff?
Oh, you click it and then hit delete. All right.
Oh, okay.
So who wants to go first?
Taylor, you should go first.
Oh God. Okay. Let me. I gotta come up with something good. I'm gonna put up here, and this brown part over here is also Waterdeep. It's just like outskirts stuff. I'm going to draw a little mysterious cave. Great.
We love it already.
All right. Can someone else go next?
I can.
Okay.
I guess are these branching islands down here?
I think yes. Yeah, I mean, actually, yes, they are branching islands off.
I want to get rid of this now. Anyway, I'm gonna... we can do I'm thinking, I was looking at them earlier. This could be I don't know what kind of creatures would be on this island, but water-based, creatures that might come up and do some bad stuff.
Okay.
Pose a threat, I guess.
So do you want to draw a spooky fish or something in the water?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Not to scale, or the alligator
It's
is
beautiful.
half the
Yeah,
size
there
of
we
the
go.
island.
Something like that.
Okay, so we've got danger gators down by the islands. That's nice. And we got a mysterious cave. Who's next?
Let's see. I'm gonna add just right about here, just this massive ravine that somehow opened up
Okay.
right there.
Fuck. That's cool. All right. I mean, shoot.
Are these all
It's a
supposed
big
to,
ravine.
Are these all supposed to be physical geographic things, or
They can be, or Steph did the spooky fish. That's fine. You can identify a problem. But yeah, mostly geographical features first, because the cards are going to have us make less physical decisions sometimes.
So I can't build like an interstate highway system
You sure can if you want.
because that's kind of what I wanted to do.
Do that. Do it. We're pretending that something very inconvenient happened to Waterdeep, and it's rebuilding after this collapse. So whatever you want to happen is what's going to happen.
I guess a big interstate going right through the middle of the town can be kind of inconvenient.
It might.
So it just kind of
There we
goes
go,
off
right there.
this way, and then
Okay.
eventually just, I don't know where it goes. That's just a big highway there that nobody wants to get on because it's too busy.
Okay. Busy highway. Okay. Emma?
This. Oh, geez. What am I doing? That is too big.
It's not to scale. We can
Is
fix
it?
it in post. Maybe we can't, but.
This is where a mysterious tower appeared.
Oh,
With
mysterious.
no entrance
Aha.
or exit. It's just
No
a
entrance
just a
or
big
exits.
Just a
tower.
tower.
Okay. So now that we have done that, we can draw some cards. Do you want to keep that order? I don't remember
Or
what the
whatever
order
it
It
was.
was, I think,
Well, do you count for drawing cards, or is it just us players?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I mean, or do you want to draw?
Yeah,
for
I want to play
Kaylee?
too. So we'll all play.
Just for anyone that's confused, we have flashcards off screen. I don't know what else on them, but we have flashcards we'll be taking turns drawing.
Yes, these are the quiet year cards. So each card corresponds to a real card in an actual deck of cards, and they all have prompts on them to help us make decisions in the game. So for a turn, you draw a card and follow the prompt on the card, and then you'll draw something on the map to reflect the decision you've made. We'll adjust the dice. So if you start a project, there's no dice. We're playing without it. If you start a project, you will decide how many weeks that project takes to complete. And so by adjust the dice, it means like count down those clocks on the projects. And then you can take an action. So you can discover something new. So something geographical on the map if you want, or spooky fish. Hold a discussion. If you choose that, we'll get into that later. Or start a project. So projects will help our fake people develop this community. Chris, your card is the 9 of Spring. And if you could read it for the folks at home.
A charismatic young girl convinces many to help her with an elaborate scheme. What is it? Who joins her endeavors? Start a project to reflect, or a charismatic young girl tries to tempt many into sinful or dangerous activity. Why does she do this? How does the community respond?
sounds like a pyramid scheme to me.
Yeah, I guess I can start a scheme, I guess.
Okay. What is her scheme?
Her whole scheme is that she's going to try to start a gold mining operation without anybody knowing.
Okay. Where is this operation going to be? Can you draw it on the map?
So it is up over by this cave.
Okay.
I think it was a cave.
Yes, mysterious.
Like this sort of area over here, just because it's so mysterious and no one will go over that way. So she thinks she can just kind of hide out there.
Okay. Who joins her? Does anyone?
Right now it's just her, but she's
Okay.
willing to bring in some muscle if she needs it.
All right. And then you need to start a project to reflect that that's happening. So the project could be mine in the spooky cave. And then when that project ends, you get to decide what happens. So it can take from 1 to 6 weeks. You just tell me.
I guess she's right now she's just kind of mining outside of it.
How many weeks till her project is complete?
Let's go with 3.
All right. So now you can discover something new on the map, and the gold mining operation doesn't count because that's part of the card. Hold a discussion. So we would pretend to be community members, and we just each make it, like you start it, make a statement. The rest of us get to make a statement. And then that's that. Or you can start a project for the community.
I kind of want to discover something new on the map.
Go ahead.
So the whole reason why they built this this big highway, this interstate right down the middle of the town is because where it ends and the water meets, there's actually an abandoned water tunnel that
Oh,
leads somewhere.
Okay.
And so all the upper brass wanted to sort of connect these and get to work on the abandoned tunnel.
Okay.
I don't
Draw
know how
this
to
water tunnel.
I don't know how to
Excellent.
draw this. Something like
blue long line.
Yeah. And like I said, this is as if Waterdeep has experienced a terrible collapse. So our people are going to need to find out ways for food and shelter, things like that. We will have abundancies and scarcities. So we'll need to like address those and stuff. It seems like currently we have an abundance of water tunnels and spooky fish. So I'll just put spooky fish on an abundancy. Kind of seems like we have a scarcity of everything else. So we'll just keep addressing that. Okay. So that's Chris's turn. Then it'll be Emma's turn. I will get you a card, madame. The 5 of Spring.
There is a disquieting legend about this place. What is it? Or alarming weather patterns destroy something. How and what? There's gonna be like an earthquake or something,
Okay.
and it is gonna mess up the shoreline.
Oh.
Okay.
So the scary water monsters
Oh no, not the
no.
spooky fish.
move in.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm liking
Hey,
this
you guys are
already.
good at this game.
Literally,
Just started.
when Chris was talking about his mining operation, like he could mine in the ravine.
He could, and maybe
Who knows
he'll fall
who
in
knows
and
where
die.
this mine goes?
Okay,
That would've been
so
funny.
then we count down the clocks. So I have a world clock where an event is going to happen. That's at 5. And then, Chris, your mining operation has 2 weeks to completion. And so you have some time to think about what the results of that are going to be. You get to make it up completely. All right. And then, Emma, you get to discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project.
I'm going to. So discovering something new, do I draw on the map?
Yes.
So the something new I'm going to discover is that the scary water monsters have evolved legs.
Oh no.
All right, you better move them little guys up toward on the coast then instead of in the water. Way to fucking go, Steph. So we have a scarcity of defenses against spooky fish. That'll need to be resolved, probably. Okay, my turn. The 4 of Spring. What important and basic tools does the community lack, or where are you storing your food? Why is this a risky place to store things? I guess we haven't really talked about where we get food yet. I'd say basic. I'm going to go with what important and basic tools we lack. I'm thinking we lack like weapons
Yeah.
for the spooky fish, but I think we probably have like construction tools. So we don't have weapons, but we have things to help us survive and rebuild this place. So here is a spear. We don't have any. No spears. Then I will count down the clocks. 4 on the world clock, 1 week on the gold mine project. I think I'm going to hold a discussion. Then we can sort of get out there how that works. So if I make a statement, I only get to say one thing. If I ask a question, then I get to say something at the end too. But I'll just be a citizen of Waterdeep and go, these spookfish are getting out of control and I don't know what we're going to do to deal with them. And then so let's just go Stefan, because you would be the next turn. You get to be a citizen and say something at this discussion.
I agree. There's nothing much we can really do against these guys. Not much we can defend ourselves with.
I agree as well that they seem to be getting more dangerous every day. The only thing we can do is just hope they leave us alone.
Well, you know what? My idea for getting rid of them is that we need to start sacrificing people to them. We need to appease them. We need to meet their demands, and hopefully they will be merciful to us.
I agree with Chris, and I think he should be the first sacrifice.
All right. And then nothing happens from this discussion. I mean, we can use it to inform our turns later, but
I imagine just everyone walks away.
now the people are discussing what to do about the spooky fish. Not that there's a project to reflect that yet, but hopefully soon. Okay, so then it is Stefan's turn. Let's draw Stefan a card. 3 of spring.
Someone new arrives. Who? Or 2 of the community's younger members get into a fight. What provoked them? I was gonna go with someone new arrives.
Okay.
I was thinking like it's kind of like a caravan maybe of like armorers and weapon makers, whatever, blacksmiths. Just like merchants and or I don't know what you call them, armorers, blacksmiths, whatever you want to call them.
Okay. Can you draw them somewhere? And how long are they going to be there?
I'm gonna say about 4 weeks.
All right. So any trading and things we want to do with these merchants is something or like a project that needs to occur
Yeah.
in these next 4 weeks before they leave. This is really good, folks. If you're listening on the podcasting platforms, please be sure to check our social media for this map once we're finished.
Yeah,
Okay, so there are some merchants. Then after you've drawn your card, we'll count down the clocks. World clock is at 3. Big world event coming. Hope I figure out what it's going to be by then. And Chris, the gold mine project has finished. So can you tell us what comes from that?
Yeah, so they started digging for gold, maybe a little bit of silver, copper, just something that can be worth something. But instead, they found some bones.
Uh-oh.
Okay. We have an abundance of bones. You want to put a little bone by your gold mine operation?
I can give
Is
you-
it like an upsetting amount of bones? Is it one set of bones?
Well, like I said, they're not entirely at the cave yet. They're kind of outside of it.
Okay.
And the closer they get to the cave, the more bones that they've been finding.
This is looking a bit rocky.
All right, I've added bones to our abundancies. So that project's done, and we get to finish Stefan's turn now. Sorry, when a project finishes during someone else's turn, whoever started it gets to say what happens. Stefan, you get to discover something new, hold a discussion, or start a project. Maybe one to handle the spooky fish situation, maybe one to get some food going, anything. You don't have to
I was thinking the project would be like working with the caravan of people to get weapons and stuff made so they can defend themselves against the imposing threat.
Okay, how long do you think this project will take?
3 weeks.
Okay, because I imagine that we're gonna have to find something to trade with, things of value. People will have to be looking for it, so that's a good project timeline, I think. Then it is Josh's turn. You have the Queen of Spring.
Okay. What's the most beautiful thing in this area? What's the most hideous thing in this area? All right. Okay, so consider the most beautiful thing in this area, kind of in this neck of the woods of this little city, is this really beautiful garden area that people can walk through.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Clock's counting down. 2 weeks on the world clock and 2 weeks left for the merchants here and 2 weeks on the trading project with them. Josh, you can discover something new, start a project, or hold a discussion.
So down in this corner, sorry, I'm drawing over this stuff, but this is going to be representing ruins from what seems to be a kind of an ancient city from long before this one was even one. And it seems to these people of this area that this has happened before. And inside, they have found
Careful.
bones that seem to be relatively close to what these little sea monsters look like.
Okay. So we've got spooky fish bones.
Yes,
All
spooky
right.
fish bones.
Okay. Then it is Chris's turn. 10 of spring.
There's another community somewhere on the map. Where are they? What sets them apart from you? Or what belief or practice helps to unify your community? So it's actually interesting that they brought this up because I was hoping I could try to do something about it. Right up top here, let me pick a color. Right up on the northern side of the map up here is a community that specializes in raising sheep and goats.
Okay.
And they just haven't really had a lot of communication with everyone down farther south because of, this huge ravine and the cave and just kind of this entire area up here no one really goes out to very much.
Dope. Clock's counting down. 1 week left on the world clock. And then 1 week left for the merchants to be here and 1 week on trading with them. Chris, discover something new, start a project, or hold a discussion.
Let's hold a discussion.
You get the first say. You can do a statement and not say anything at the end, or a question and get the last word.
Has anyone been talking with these merchants or traders that have been in town for a few weeks? Like, is anyone actually doing anything while they're here, or are they just kind of hanging out?
One of their sheep bit my ass.
Well, I thought Kevin's group of folks were dealing with those guys and finding some stuff to trade. You'll have to talk to him next.
Yeah, I've been trying to get, things together, and we've seemed to come up with a little something, so we have better, I guess, something than we had before.
Saw that whole sheep biting the butt business. Nasty stuff.
Okay, well, I think we need to get some more community members up there and get a little bit more trading, since I know they're only here for a little bit longer. But whatever you do, don't trade for sheep.
Okay. Emma, your turn. 8 of spring.
An old piece of machinery is discovered, broken but perhaps repairable. What is it? What could it be? What would it be used for? Or an old piece of machinery is discovered, cursed and dangerous. How does the community destroy it? They're going to find a tractor.
Okay.
Right up here. And they are going to push it down into the ravine because it's cursed.
How is it cursed?
If you touch it, you get... it's one of those, tillers. If you touch it, you get sucked into the till thing.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait, how do they push it then?
With sticks.
Okay. How terrible and scary. We'll count down the clock. So world clock is done. I'm going to take an action here. So some wildfires break out around the community right over here in this mint green garbage. Wildfires broke out, and they were able to be stopped, but now this earth is very scorched. All right, Merchant's project has completed. What's the result? What did we trade? What did we get?
Well, with what we could get from the other side of the sea, I guess, far away from those evil fish beast monster, whatever, we collected a lot of shells and kind of valuable stuff on the beaches, and then maybe sold for some fish and other stuff that they can get, because that's something they have access to at least.
Okay.
And they got some weapons and armor and just kind of more kind of stuff to defend themselves with, or rather more for defense rather than offense, I guess.
Okay. Well, I'll move weapons to abundancies then. And since the caravan is gone, you can erase it if you want.
That I will.
And then Emma, you get to discover something new, start a project, or hold a discussion.
Has a project been started for the water creatures?
No.
Okay, I'll start a project to get rid of the water creatures.
Okay. How many weeks? Up to 6. How many weeks is it going to take for this project?
Do I have to roll?
No, you can just pick.
Oh, 5.
All right, 5 weeks to attempt to eradicate the spooky fish. Me, okay. King of Spring. A young boy starts digging in the ground and discovers something unexpected. What is it? Or an old man confessed to past crimes and atrocities. What has he done? I'm going to pick the old man confessing to past crimes and atrocities. God, atrocity. I don't want gross things in our world, but an old man is going to admit that he has been kidnapping children for the past several years of his life
Oh my
and sacrificing them.
Oh no.
What a monster! Turning them
So
into
there's a child sacrificer. Then we'll count down the clocks. I've reset the world clock. And the water creatures have 4 weeks left. I am going to start a project, and I think I am going to have folks. They want to investigate these water tunnels and see if there's anything useful in there for community rebuild. Because as of now, we still haven't, decided on food or shelter or things like that to help rebuild the community. So I'm going to say water tunnel project, and I think it'll probably take the full 6 weeks. So we were recording with Emma for the first portion of spring. She is not feeling well, so she has had to leave, and her and Kaylee both will be returning for the campaign for season 3. This is just sort of extra to do a little world building and make Waterdeep our own. And we left off at Stefan's turn, and Stefan, your card is the Jack of Spring.
Ooh, okay. You see a good omen, what is it? Or you see a bad omen, what is it? It's kind of weird because, like, I always think of stuff to happen, and then it's kind of what I was wanting to happen. But, like, they were exploring the ruins outside of town, and when they were exploring the ruins, they see, like, some ancient symbol or, like, some ancient scriptures of, like, the fish people or whatever they are.
So is the fish people ruin a good omen or a bad omen?
It's gonna be bad omen.
Okay.
See
I like this.
the fish monster, whatever you call them. There's like the scriptures, and in those scriptures, they're like bowing down to a large, fish-like, evil-looking being.
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. I'll count down the clocks here. 5 weeks left on water tunnel. 3 weeks left on water creatures. Whose project was that? Was that Emma's?
Emma.
Yeah, it was Emma's.
Does someone want to take over the water creature project to decide what happens at the end of it?
I can.
Okay, Stefan, the water creature project is yours now.
Nice.
All right, so you can hold a discussion, start a project, or
I'm gonna
discover something.
discover something on the map.
Okay.
Very in the very distantly deep ocean. I guess like over, I guess somewhere yonder here or something. Some vortex or whirlpool has appeared. I guess.
Okay.
Water everywhere. You know what I mean.
Water everywhere.
In the ocean.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, so there's a
Shit.
vortex happening. Great. Josh, it is your turn.
Oh, let's see what we get.
You have the Ace of Spring.
All right. What group has the highest status in the community? What must people do to gain inclusion in this group? Or are there distinct family units in the community? If so, what family structures are common? So I'm gonna do the first one.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna follow the outline of this little area right here. It's gonna be sort of like a gated community,
Okay.
and the people it's just like you can say nicer homes, a little more upkeep. It's a little more tidy, not as you can say dirty as other parts of the city, minus the garden. Every once in a while, people are given an opportunity to come and I guess you can say claim a house or bid a spot that doesn't have something built, just because they're still trying to build up the community.
Okay.
Otherwise, most people are not necessarily not allowed in, but it's not where they're supposed to be, kind of.
So these are folks who decided they didn't want to be with the riffraff after the collapse.
And like you could say, if there's any leaders in the community, this is where they live.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll count down. 4 weeks left on water tunnel, 2 weeks left on water creatures. Now you can hold a discussion, start a project, or discover something new.
I'm going to start a project
Okay.
to kind of explore the ravine that's
All right. How
appeared.
long do you think the ravine exploration will take? Up to 6 weeks.
Let's go with 2 weeks.
Are they just like starting to explore the ravine?
Yeah, they've already like just started, and they're gonna explore for 2 weeks.
Okay. Sounds good. It is Chris's turn. We're almost out of spring cards, and I warn you the cards will become more challenging in summer, fall, and then winter.
Oh boy.
Are there children in the community? If there are, what is their role in the community? Or how old are the eldest members of the community? What unique needs do they have? There are children in the community, but their role is just like to be seen and not heard, you know?
Oh.
They're just kind of there until they turn into a teenager, and then they start getting responsibilities.
This is like an adultocracy, as most things are, but
I mean, come on.
I'll count down the world clock. Oh fuck, I haven't counted down the world clock in a bit. Okay, sorry. 1 week left on water creatures, 3 left on tunnel, 1 week left on the beginning ravine explorations. Hold discussion, start a project, or discover something new.
I'm gonna start a project.
Okay.
So, like I mentioned earlier, up north on this map, there's this kind of community of sheep and goat raisers that our community hasn't really had a chance to talk to just because of the terrain of the geography and whatnot. So I want to start a project to try to get some people up there and maybe see if they're friendly, see if they want to do a little bit of trading, that type of thing.
Okay. How many weeks for our sheep friend project?
Let's go with 2.
2 weeks. Okay.
This is more just like a recon type thing.
Okay. Without Emma, it is my turn. 7 of spring. Where does everyone sleep? Who is unhappy with this arrangement and why? Or what natural predators roam this area? Are you safe? Well, we already know about predators, so I'll do with where does everyone sleep. I think in this gated community up here, that they have made sort of like primitive, like lifted cots. So they've built little platforms to sleep on if they haven't found a home that is in well repair. So they're doing okay. But I think everyone else in the community is basically like living in boxes or in collapsed houses, just in nooks that they can sleep in and not get like wet. I think everyone that is not in the gated community is unhappy with the arrangement. I'm going to build a little lean-to here to represent that people are living in sad houses. And then I'll try and draw a sad person. Sad. Okay. That person is sad with the
Trying to
living.
rebuild community.
Counting down the clocks. Water creatures. So Emma took 5 weeks to try and deal with the water creature problem. Stefan, how does that project resolve?
They actually have beaten back most of the water creatures. Like, they obviously are still there, but they've taken back most of what the water creatures have moved up on, and they have a decent hold of the shoreline now.
What are we doing with these water creature carcasses? Are they any good for food or?
I guess they would be good for, like, they've kind of, like, I guess, like, natural resistances for, like, water, and maybe they could possibly have use for, like, scale armor or something like that, you know? Like, using it for weapons or other things as such as reinforcement. So, I guess, yeah, I guess there's scales.
Okay. All right. So spooky fish have useful scales. Are they, like, safe to eat? Has anyone tried? Are they?
You know, it would have to be up to whoever tries it.
Okay, so we haven't really checked yet. That can be a project later, maybe. The ravine has finished. So what are our initial discoveries on the ravine? Probably not too in depth because they only took 2 weeks.
But here's why it only took 2 weeks. So I would say 10 people went into this ravine to start searching. They found a bunch of what they were able to document, a bunch of tunnels that seemed to go on for miles. Some even went underneath the city. After about a week, they found some symbols similar to what they found in the ruins.
Okay.
But something just seemed off about them, and a couple of most of the people started to go crazy, killed some of the people, and ran off farther into the tunnels. And the 3 people that were left decided, to heck with searching the rest of these tunnels. We are going to go back to the surface and not ever go back down.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Those are the only projects that finished up. We have 1 week left on the sheep project. Then we can hold a discussion, start a project, or discover something new. I'm gonna start a project to build something better than these shit homes for the people who aren't in the gated community. So housing is going to be a project, and I think it'll probably take like 4 weeks to get some little shacks built up. Okay, Stefan.
There's a large body of water on the map. Where is it? What does it look like? Or there's a giant man-made structure on the map. Where is it? Why is it abandoned? Well, we're going to go for the giant man-made structure because there is definitely a large body of water.
There already is one.
There is an ocean.
So I guess this man-made structure or abandoned man-made structure anyway, would be somewhere, let me find a decent color for this. Somewhere over here around the caves, I guess, I don't know.
Oh, okay, by the mysterious cave in the gold mine.
Yeah, I'm going to fix it so it looks more what I was thinking it would. It's kind of like something akin towards like a little bit of like, maybe like a forward base or something, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
I'm going to say it was right over here, kind of towards the ocean, but not too close to it. It's kind of like a forward base, I guess, where like remnants of like tents and fires and other stuff were kind of like where people would set up maybe before going into this cave. And maybe at least in the mystery why there's so many bones around the cave.
Counting down our clocks. Sheep project has finished. How does it resolve?
Well, you know what? It didn't turn out so well.
Okay.
So they sent a bunch of people up there, maybe a dozen or so, and on the journey up there, one guy woke up and he found that he was alone. All the people around him had just disappeared. So instead of continuing forward, he turned around, and on his way back into town, he walked past the gold mining operation that dug up some bones, and he didn't see anyone out there, but now he knows that there's all these bones out in this area as well.
Okay.
So he's reporting that. So seems to be a little bit of a dicey area up north.
It's a little. The north is spooky.
I'm pretty sure just everywhere around Waterdeep is bad.
Our Waterdeep is.
Our Waterdeep is horrible.
Okay. Cool. So the sheep community thing didn't work out. Stefan, you can start a project, discover something new, or hold a discussion.
I think we should hold a discussion.
Okay. You will get the first statement.
You guys think we should do something about the caves in the north or the people in the north? Because I know Joe came back from doing the thing to try to make trade with the shepherds and those around him. He was the only one that came back from a party of about 10 people.
Someone should try to give them some fresh food and clothes and try to take care of them.
I think we need to build a wall. We need to build a great wall. It will be the greatest wall of all the walls to be created. We need a wall around our town to make sure that no one can invade us and to make sure them spooky fish things can't come farther upland. We need the greatest wall ever built.
Our people are living in boxes and you want to waste resources on a wall? That's despicable. And since Steph's was a statement, that's our discussion. It is Josh's turn.
Right.
Are we all done with? We're all done with spring. So now we get to go to the summer deck.
More. Whoa.
This is going to be a long video.
Thank you for checking out the Critical Fools. New campaign episodes go up every Saturday morning on YouTube and your favorite podcast services. Don't forget to follow us on social media to stay up on what we're doing outside the show.